Why's going live? Why's going live? Going live, yeah, going live. Why's going live? Yeah, going live. Why's going live? Yeah, we elevate the game. Tech in my mind, innovation in my veins. Turn the mic up, let the vision arrive with creativity meets technology. Why's going live? Yeah, we elevate the game. Tech in my mind, innovation in my veins. Turn the mic up, let the vision arrive with creativity meets technology. Why's going live? Step in the room, it's creation in motion. AI ideas, pure devotion. From the code to the cloud, we thrive. It's more than a stream, it's a state of mind. Why's going live? Purpose on display, lighting up the world in a brand new way. Plug in your dreams, let your spark survive. We breaking the limits. What's going live?
I tell you, that jam right there, that is definitely banging right there. And welcome to Why's Going Live, family. I'm so excited to be here tonight. And man, wow, I tell you, this is something new that we are doing here on this channel. And what we're going to do is actually going to talk more about smartphones and their technologies and the cameras and the features and stuff, and also bring in the standpoint of using AI and see how we can enhance stuff like that. So, I want you guys to tune in. And today's subject, we're going to be actually talking about the iPhone. So I got iPhone 17, and this episode came about because I traveled recently with this creative group, the Lions Club. And we'll talk about some content creating and stuff. And, you have your iPhone, you want to take some pictures and stuff. And I was like, man, some of the pictures was amazing at first. Then some of them I said, you know what? How can they came out the way that I expected? So what I did, I was tinking around a little bit, and I was using Gemini, and and I said, okay, you know what? This right here is right here gonna work out right here pretty well. So I figure coming back and we launching Why's Going Live. This is opportunity for most of us have the amazing phones in our pockets, in our purses, and we always have the ability to take pictures. So this is here. It's for y'all guys. It's for you. And how I'm looking at it is this way right here. Let me help you have be a better version of you using the technologies. So as I learned and I approve, I figured this is be a good place to do it. And doing a live for interaction, get a chance for people to come in and actually share and go back and forth and actually talk about amazing things. So with the enhancement with AI and stuff, and I think a whole lot of people get get fearful of what it can do, but this is a great tool. And how I look at it is how you interact. And like I said, we don't go to a whole deal of who you use this and that. I'm just going to use the ones that I think is very beneficial as far as being a creative space. So I'm so excited to be here. Anybody, here, you're welcome to drop some comments in the chat. Like we said, we're gonna do I'm gonna do a little demo. And one of the things that came up, people asking me about, and I want to share this real quick and bring it on the stage. And in this one right here, they saw my thumbnail, and it originally came from my original photo that I did, like you see here, that all the blue guy had my hands out. And I said, okay, and I use Gemini to actually say, hey, I want to go ahead and do a thumbnail for the post for my live. So I put in some prompts in, and actually generated that. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna show the actual prompts that I actually use as well. So you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be dropping some 24 karat gold bars and deal here today. So we definitely want you guys to get some information, and we're gonna talk about them settings and everything like that. So with that being said, we're gonna jump into see if anything's in the comments. I see I think we got that amazing, I would say my boo, you know what I'm saying? My amazing wife, Lakeisha up in here, but I see, so we get, we also had Nikki in here as well. So let me go ahead and pull up her comment real quick. And she say, now I feel like I need a new iPhone. Well, before you had to jump and do that, we see if you go ahead and do some settings and see how that help out. So, and let's go ahead. She got another comment. She came out. All right, let's see how my old iPhone 14 hold up with the new features. Hey, you never know. It probably, yeah, you know what? It probably can. So we're going to talk about the new features and stuff. Then we got a comment from my amazing wife, I am Lakeisha. And she's in here supporting us with say, hey, Nikki. I'll say, hey, Nikki back as well. So with that being said, family, y'all gonna leave comments, leave things in here as well. We'll have a question and answer session as well. So we are looking forward to this amazing, amazing, amazing show today. This live, it's new. And I'm gonna explain one of the reasons before we jump into the sadness and stuff, one of the reasons why I decided to go ahead and jump into this. And one of the main reasons why I decided to jump into this, because back in the day, I would say back in the day, I was a photographer. I am still a photographer, but I did a lot of photography back in the early 2000s with a lot of portraits and wedding photography, and that was a passion that drove me because I love the storytelling of weddings. Then also the storytelling when you got couples and you have people and you tell the story through photos. So I did a lot of stuff with my. I got into the digital when the digital cameras really came out, and I had my Canon cameras, and I would take in and do a lot of great photos. And one of the creative side of me want to actually not just do photos, but also create other things out of them. So I went ahead and had Photoshop, and I would create other additional images based off of the original photo. And playing with Photoshop, sometimes it took me maybe 15, 30 minutes or even 45 minutes to get the result that I really wanted. So now, before I go back and you go back a little bit, and in time, through life and everything else, I lost the love of photography. And I lost the way I felt about taking pictures. Life hit, and it came more. It started being fun, and it came more. I call a burden to me. So I actually stopped doing photography. So recently, getting back and enjoying life and realize how life is. You don't have to let life burden you down, but you can actually move forward and realize the greater things in life. So what I actually end up doing is falling back into love with photography. And I realized one thing, I use my camera and all that stuff like that, but everybody has a phone. Everybody have a phone that they use, and they use as far as taking pictures and stuff. It's amazing how the technology have advanced so much that that you can take pictures and actually be amazed with them. They just come simply from a iPhone, Samsung phone, whatever phone you have. And I figured this would be a great opportunity to be able to share with others and and help them in this journey of taking great photography. As I get back in the groove of taking amazing photos and stuff, I figured it'd be an opportunity to help others as well. So with that, we're Wise going live, where creativity meet technology. This is creativity, and we're using the technology right here. And we definitely want people to come in and share their experiences, share their love, share how they actually feel about things as well. We got my man Daniel from Absolute Focus Radio. Good evening, sir. Good evening. How you doing? Then we got the amazing, I thank you, brother, coming there. And then we got the amazing Monique Lisa Johnson, the entrepreneur herself, saying she do more than just, she's my writing coach for my amazing book, Where. And I see she doing great things out there as well. So I seen some recent posts of there that she traveling, and I know gonna be international soon, but I know she traveling in America, dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed to help people in the entrepreneur space how to gain wealth and all that stuff above. So and you got Daniel in here saying good evening, everyone. I know everybody will say good evening back to you as well. So we thank for everybody to come in. And as I mentioned earlier about the story, like I said, I fell in love with photography. Like that's a life. And now that I'm getting back the joy of doing photography, and I figure this would be a good way to be able to help people out too. So this is here for not just for me, but we gonna come here live and show some unique technologies using the cameras of our phone. Then also throw some AI in there so we can do everything in there as well. I see the chat lighting up, and we got the amazing Miros in here as well. Miros, how you doing? Hola, come on, start back to you. And I see we got oh boy, we got activity going. So I'll go ahead and say hello to everybody and stuff as we prepare to go to the next stage in this. And what I want to do is actually I want to go into the first part of why I want to talk about the settings and stuff of the camera. I think that's a bigger thing before we talk about integrating any AI into that is understanding your camera and how you use your camera on, especially if you got iPhones. Don't worry about the people who got Samsungs. Don't worry about it. We're going to have some episodes on that as well. But right now, we're going to focus on the iPhone today. So what we're going to do is actually come up real quick and actually go here. And we're going to talk about some of the settings, some of the architecture here to make it a little bit easier for you guys. So first of all, we're going to do is we're going to go here. I want to talk about the default trap. Why auto throws away the best shots. And we get our phone, we just take them out and just go ahead and just hit it and take pictures. Trust me, I am guilty of that as well. And while I'm going to show you a photo after we go through this of what I really mean when you just have the auto exposure on and you're just not paying attention. So with that, the auto exposure throw things off, and you have data loss from there. Then you see right there. But if you change your settings, simple setting, like go to ProRAW, how much data is kept, how much stuff is there, and your pictures won't look so flat and everything like that. So we're going to show you how to change them settings on your phone tonight. So definitely stay tuned and check in on that. So first part, we're going to talk about the 4 pillars of imaging pipelines. All right, we're going to talk about the node 1, the composition, how to use your grid, your viewfinder. A whole lot of people don't realize that you can turn your grid. It would help you frame your shot much more. And you don't have to be, I call that elite photographer, but when they see your picture, you're like, man, you took a course? We just want that. No, I just changed some settings up on my phone and made this much better. So with that being said, we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to talk about your lighting controls, your optics, how the exposure range. So it's some settings you can change in your iPhone that actually can help you with your exposure that you won't. Like I said, I'm going to show you this picture a little bit later. So y'all tune in, you'll see what I'm talking about. Then also we're going to talk about the ProRAW and the dynamic range and how the sensors and the technology of today have improved a lot. I know we had Nikki Gali on here earlier, and she mentioned about the iPhone 14 and stuff. But there's some settings there that even with the iPhone 14 probably can help you out there. But you have to let me know later. Go ahead and hit me back in the comments and give me some feedback on that. Then we're going to talk about the graphics styles, and that's depending on your flavor, how you like things, and how you look at it yourself. So let's go ahead and jump in this first part right here. We're going to talk about this grid, what I'm saying, the viewfinder, and then the spatial consultation. So you got to turn your grid on. And now right here, I'm trying to make it easy for you guys so you can see the setting, camera, grid on. And so when you go to your camera settings, and the first thing you can turn your grid on. And the amazing thing about the grid, you don't have to most people, what they try to do, they try to line up the photo in the middle of the frame of wherever your phone is. What the grid helps you do, you can get what we call 3 points of computation. So you can actually, as you see this picture here, it's taking a picture of this amazing building, but you see the point of it is actually touching the grid point. And after you see that, you'll see it spreads out in the angle, and it actually gives you a depth of field. So the grid is the benefit when, not, if you see some photo, you're like, oh, the subject's not lined up, but what it does, it catches your eye, it catches your view, it gives you a depth of field and stuff. So, one of my, the late David, Banner, he died I believe over 10, 15 years ago. A good friend of mine back in the IBM days. And when I was getting into the idea of doing photography and everything like that, he was doing like photography for NASCAR and all that stuff like that. And he says, what you see in the viewfinder is what you see. Don't, sometimes we take our eyes and we go beyond the viewfinder. So he said, focus what you see within that viewfinder. And at the time we talking about the camera, they work the same way with your phone. What you see in that viewfinder of the phone is what the image is. So no more and no less. So what you want to do, especially using the grid will allow you to frame your shot and give you a more, like I said, they said spatial computation or the special effect, just by simply using a grid. So we're gonna move on from there. We're gonna talk about the overriding the auto exposure algorithm, because I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna show you a photo what I'm talking about in a little bit. And you'll see the settings, say camera, then you can go to the preserve settings, then you can turn on auto adjustment on. And we can show you, I'm gonna show you that live from the iPhone. I'm gonna share my screen with that a little bit shortly so you'll be able to see that information as well. And we go from there. We'll talk about ProRAW data. And most of us just take the picture and not realize that we can change one setting on our phone that will collect more data from the photo. So even if you decide that you want to crop it within the phone, if you have a side to, hey, even use it with with a AI tool, and it have more data to be able to make a more realistic photo or be more creative, because there's enough data there to be able to do something with. So we're gonna talk about that. So do you see it right there? It said the settings. You can go to camera format, and I'm gonna show you that real shortly. Also, we're gonna talk about just the difference between when you just do a regular JPEG or FEIF. You see the data in 8-bit, where you do a ProRAW. When you get 12 bits, you get more range of color. You see the difference between 16 million colors between 68 million colors. And you get an idea how you can catch more depth range of a photo and everything like that. So I'm telling you, this right here setting will change how your pictures look. And you will see at first, but when you share it and somebody thinks, oh man, this picture look a whole lot better. Oh, this picture look, like you did on fashion, just because you changed a setting there. So also we're gonna talk about this, and everybody who's an iPhone got this right here, and that's the graphic style engine. And the graphic style engine, and that can change your flavor. That depends on your flavor. I'm usually keep mine on standard, then I do my little mix. Well, many people might want it bright and stuff like that. We're gonna show you that style as well. So with that being said, what I'm gonna do, fam, is go back here real quick. And let me see what anybody have anything in the chat they will decide to talk about. I think everybody's saying, that you're showing love to one another. We love, okay, let me see what we got going on here. What did the amazing Cream of Neat said right here. We love Tech Thursday since King so King Wise would drop 24 karat gold bars almost for 2 years. Indeed, indeed. So we're gonna use this opportunity to be dropping some more continued 24 karat gold bars, Queen. And then we got the amazing, I said my wife here. See what is that? Amazing Cream of Neat. It's so true. Was a vibe. This it's a new season going to depth on Wise. Is this a true love of technology and how it relates to each one of us in 2026? And I appreciate, and I will give some credit to my wife, because I was battling a whole lot of things as men do. Like, you want to make sure things straight. We when we get married and stuff, we want to make sure we have a home, a structure that actually work for the vision that God had gave us. So we're so busy working and get things together. And one of the things I love with technology and also photography. So in the discussion, my wife gave me the support. Hey, go and do what you love. Go ahead and do it live. Go ahead and get back in the groove of sharing technology that's going to help people. So I thought it was amazing. With that support, it's just encouraging. And normally I don't get nervous, but today, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit nervous going back on live and haven't done it in so long. But I just wanted to make sure I help others, because, like I said, we got technology that's in our pockets that we can frame the world, tell stories with. If we just change a few settings, how better the story would be. You know what I'm saying? How better the story would be. All right. So we got a question in from the amazing Isaiah. The Iceman is there. a storage difference between settings is true. That's true. When you turn on to the when you turn on to the Pro Raw, you will increase in your data. So you got to be very, very cautious when you actually, if you have an iPhone, like I think Nikki Golly mentioned earlier, iPhone 14. If you have low storage, if you turn on the settings, that will be different because with more information, is the bigger the file. So if those who are conscious about your space, then yes, you need to be aware of when you change the setting, even get in more detail. Like me, I'll give an example. Sometimes I would turn it on if I know I want to do very detailed, especially like low light shots and stuff like that. Then I'll go. It's not a hard setting to turn on or off. So it's I would turn it on for certain things I take pictures of. Then certain things just simple. I know the lighting is just right and stuff. I might go back to the other setting. And so that Isaiah, I call him, that's the Iceman himself. I appreciate that question. That's a very good question. And I appreciate that he's an amazing photographer himself. So he'll drop in 24 karat gold bars and D. And with that, you know what? I got some technology stuff I haven't used in a while. So Isaiah, let me give you this right here real quick, brother. Yeah, dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. So what and since he mentioned that, let me bring this up since Isaiah asked that question. So I'm gonna show a picture here real quick. And this right here is actually a picture of the amazing Isaiah and myself, the Iceman himself. And this is the original picture. This is the reason why we had this live, because when I took this picture, I was trying to go around and make sure we dapped up the crew and everybody we were talking, and have a picture. And this is one of my favorite pictures. I'm wearing my Laker outfit because I'm a Laker. I love the Lakers since the 80s, family. Since Showtime was there back in the 80s. So I'm just dating myself, but it's all beautiful. So Isaiah, I took this picture and I said, man, look at the overexposure of that photo. So with the power of AI, I went in generally real quick and asked it to remove any noise, move the overexposure, keep it realistic, and just a simple prompt. Went in and bam, it did that. It took away the exposure and made it look like a more accurate photo that you actually can enjoy. Even though he said, hey, he liked the light, showing that we shining. But the overexposure was there. So with the power of just using AI, I just use Gemini and just totally remove any noise, removing the overexposure, and make it look realistic, keeping the actual colors. And that's a simple prompt, and end up doing that right there. But we'll go over that in a little bit. So that you get an idea of what the power of AI can do when you take a general photo from your phone and not come out what you expected. You can throw a prompt in real quick and get the photo that you actually truly want. So all right, now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the settings and actually see what we can do real quick. So we're going to do that. See, we go ahead and reconnect. And I'm going to share my screen once more. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and drop down and put it in the center. So fam, if you go to your phone, go to your camera feature right here. All right. I'm going to go back. I see some more questions came in. So I'm going to check out real quick, but we're going to go ahead real quick and we're going to talk about some of the features. And one of it is actually for, want to show you guys is, you see the first one is actually talking about your photography style. I got mine some standard. You actually can change your standard to whatever you choose you want to do. I like keeping mine's on using standard. I don't like using all the other ones, but we can go through the other ones if people feel like it. But so I like using the standard myself. So you got bright, you got gold, got amber, got many different other phases as well, neutral. But like I said, I just like to try to keep it in the standard range myself. So go back there. You can change that simply by going right here and changing your style. But I want to go ahead and go to the, let me see if I can scroll on down a little bit further. And you see what it says grid. You can turn your grid on right here. And this allows you when you go to your when you turn on when you turn on to the camera, you'll see a little grid there, and that you can, like I said, you can do more additional framing with your shot when you turn on the grid. So you can have your levels and all the other amazing camera features there. Now we can go back to preserve settings, and that's the one earlier that you allow you to. And this is why I did, to be able to turn on the exposure adjustment. So this right here allowed the AI to realize, okay, this can change your exposure. And I had a little success with it. And I love your guys to let me know how your feedback is. Like I said, it's very simple in the camera feature. Just go there to preserve settings, and you can turn on this if you especially get a lot of photos that is overexposed. And you just can turn on that right there and allow you to actually don't do like I did to have some overexposed pictures. And with that being said, we're gonna go into where you can change it to the ProRAW settings. So you had to go down and you had to go to format. In format, there is what it called right there, where it's ProRAW resolution control. You turn it on right there. I kept my capture, my picture capture mode within 24 megabytes. You can go higher than that, but you know, you can, well, you can go. It's 24 megabytes of trail, so I'm with the 24. But the whole idea with the raw is supposed to take the idea of it and go up to what it shows, like it says, like 48 megabytes. When you go ahead and go there, but like Isaiah mentioned earlier, and I'm gonna go back to the comments really shortly. Like Isaiah mentioned earlier, if you put it on here, it will take up more. The photos will be much larger in size and will eat up more of your internal space. So if you are concerned about that, then you need to then you need to say, you know what, I want this, I don't want this. Usually with me, I love taking my photos. Those that when I get back to my location, I don't like keeping everything on my phone. Even though I have iCloud backup, I tend to also transfer my phone, my photos, my images to like a external hard drive that's back at home as well, so I can make sure I have multiple copies of things, because you never know when something go bad with your phone. You never know if something may, I haven't seen with iCloud, but something happens that you're not able to access it. So always like critical photos or something that's minimal. I always like backing things up. That's just me. Just taking it and I'll just airdrop them to my Mac. Then I'll go ahead and put them to an external hard drive. So I recommend that for y'all guys as well. And so I want to make sure y'all guys turn on those settings, and then you can be able to actually take some amazing more photos that actually be beneficial to your guys. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and see what the chat says real quick. Let me go. Thank you for the example. You are quite welcome. We are quite welcome. Indeed. I think that right there, if I'm mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think that is Joe right there. So I appreciate the support. Then let me see. Please share this episode, fam. You hear what the wife said. Please share this. As we grow, as I get more tuned to doing lives again, I definitely have some more information. And already right now, so you guys know, we're gonna be talking about some stuff with them with the Samsungs. Then also we're gonna do some parents. Then also I'm gonna have some photographers on here too. As we talk about, as I'm gonna focus more on the smartphone photography standpoint of it, I'm gonna bring photographers in that actually do a whole lot of things. And we're gonna talk about adjustments and talk about how photography really works. So this live is not going to just be informational just for me as a standpoint, but we will bring actually guests on here to talk about more and talk about even photography standpoints. And those who love the creativity and the storytelling in photos, we definitely gonna have people on here to be able to actually do that. So definitely share information, fam. You got the amazing Janita. Oh, and her book's out. If you can drop your book into the chat, please. We here, we family. So we want to make sure we represent here. She's just got her amazing book. And I have a Samsung, but I'm here. Hey, we're gonna have episodes that we're going to talk about Samsung as well. So this information. So yeah, I'm just come on, Gary, go ahead and drop your book up in here. We family here, so and definitely want everybody. And she got a book that actually talk about AI and prompting. So it'd be beneficial. So I just want her to be able to share that, and you are quite welcome. We thank you for coming in to Wise Going Live. That's 5 as well. So all right. So family, I'm going to share this information with you. Well, before I jump into another share, because I'm going to show you how I did that thumbnail, because some people asked about that. I want to go ahead and drop this 24 karat gold bar. I want to make sure I share this with y'all guys. I think this is very important, especially in the time and age while we're doing stuff these days. So I'm going to grab this real quick. And you see, we're going to create a new one. Control. Let me see. And let me show this right here. A lot of people think they need a $3,000 camera to take great photos. The truth is, the best tool is the one you know how to use. Mastering your foundation, whether you have a phone setting or I got cut off. Your phone setting or personal mindset. They cut off on the personal mindset. And that's how you build greatness. It's about your mindset. Use what you have. I know a lot of people, especially with photography standpoint, they want to use so many amazing, I can't do this because I don't have this camera. I can't do this because I don't have the latest Sony this. I don't have the latest, iPhone 17. Even with your iPhone 14, you can take amazing pictures. Just change a few settings, be patient with it, and just enjoy. It's all about your mindset. And what we want to do here, just to make sure what we do is open up people's mindsets so they realize they can be a better photographer with their own phone, what you have in your pocket. You don't have to have the, $3,000 camera. You can use the one that you have in your pocket. So with that being said, family, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to stop sharing one thing. And so I can share another thing to be able to help y'all guys out. Let me see, I can do it right here. Stop sharing. Then I'm going to add another share. Give me 1 second. Windows. And wow. Not that one. You're going to scroll. There we go. We found it. We can share this real quick. All right. So, as I mentioned before, while I was sharing the other information, and I'm gonna go ahead and say I can put this on stage again. People asked me how originally, and I shared this earlier, how I went from this photo that I took with my hands open and everything to actually going here. So, with that being said, I went ahead and used Gemini. And I'm going to show you right here. It's the original picture. So what I did is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this simple prompt into the conversation here. And you see, bam. All right. You see, this works for us. Okay. And show. All right. So why did I say create an image? I use Gemini, so I use the standard say create an image. I have a YouTube thumbnail. Why it's going live? It will be based off from the title upgrading to my iPhone on your iPhone 17 photo instantly with AI. Using this photo as an example of how I look. Be creative. Something need to be able to capture the audience attention. So I put that into Gemini. So I put that prompt into Gemini, right? And once it finished processing, it came up with this. And I said, okay, off the first try, it gave me everything I wanted. It gave me my title, which is upgrading the iPhone 17 instantly with the power of AI. Then it gave me the before and after, just simply using my original photo right here. Amazing. How to just simple prompts. You just gotta be willing to do it. You can do it simply from using the Gemini app on your phone. It doesn't matter your iPhone, doesn't matter it's a Samsung, Apple, just actually loan the photo and just go ahead and just give them the actual prompt. It's another one that had a one of my medical professional and also a client of mine as well. And she had a photo. And let me copy this. She had a original photo. This photo she loves so much, but she's actually got practice that she's actually doing. She wanted, instead of she said, I ain't had time to go and get another headshot. I want to have professional stuff. I said, hey, I got you. So I said, just hold on. Just give me 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes. All right. So with that being said, okay. And with that being said, just putting in a simple prompt. Create this. Color, change the background to a light gray. Change the color of the dress to a more professional doctor coat. And after all that, it came up with this amazing image right here. Something that very simple, that what you're looking for, something standard, and quick. She didn't have to pay a professional photographer to come out to her spot. She didn't have to get a professional headshot. She had the original picture, and bam. And that is something she can use real quick because she wanted something that she can use, that she can update some manuals and stuff like that. So just that quick, with the power of AI, you can change images, still keep your likeness and keep your likeness and everything, but be able to make these be more efficient. You know what I'm saying? And instead of spending all the extra money, you spend the money in making sure that you have the pro plans, those paid plans. I don't recommend using the free ones because any AI one that you use for free that you don't do the payment plans, they train off that technology. But as what we are known of in the documentation, when you have a paid one, they don't put be trained off off the play ones, paid plans. So just wanted to make sure I share something with y'all guys, and then you know the power of this amazing AI and how you can use something real quick to be able to generate information, generate technology and stuff. So with that being said, family, this is opportunity here. I'm gonna go back to the chat and see anybody have any questions, anything they want to talk about, as far as using the prompts, the settings, and I will share some real quick. I don't think I have this one loaded. So nope, I don't have it loaded. But as far as the settings and stuff, are you willing to try it? I like to know. And then I actually like to know y'all results from it. It is something beneficial for y'all guys. I just know I'm a foodie. Me and my wife are some foodies. You know what I'm saying? And when I go out, you see, and they made a joke on this when I was on the trip. We was in Austin. They said, "Man, y'all go ahead and go to the French restaurant. You take a whole lot of these great, amazing food pictures would make people hungry." And but I changed some of the settings on my phone to actually help to give the appearance of a more professional shot. So they wanted your standard pictures when you see that. You can go to my Instagram page. You go to J Mullane Wise on Instagram. You see some of the photos there, and you see how the detail look. By changing some of the settings and just have using the grid, you just angle things a little bit more. It just give you a different effect. And so we just want to make sure that we share information that makes your people are happy. So anybody have any questions and anything they'll like to talk about with this setting, dealing with the iPhones, the settings, how you like the prompts, do you think you want to try to use them? And and we're gonna have some settings that we talk about on the Samsung side and how you can improve that, and on the setting sides to make sure that you have things. Then we can have some comparisons. Then we said we're gonna bring some people on here to talk more about the amazing thing I used to how to use smartphone technology. I just want to thank everybody who came into live today. Thank you for the support. Thank you. I love to hear feedback. So hit me up on my Instagram, hit me up on my other sites, and actually I'm going to share that right now. I'm going to go ahead and bring that back up if we can. Bam. And we're going to go here. You can reach me at www.wisegoinglive.com. And that's my amazing website right there that you can actually, yes, you see. And I'm going to go ahead and do this right here so you can bam. And there you'll find out more about me, what I do. I have my amazing bookwear and Queen Monique. I appreciate you. Should my writing coach to help me get that book done as well. So you can go to my website and order that book there. It would definitely change your life, those, especially if you went through the challenges of life and you're trying to find your purpose. It definitely be a benefit for people and help you to realize you can live a better life through the journey of life. And then also we got Wise Choice Media, which is the company that I have that actually teach and train people how to use, because those people how to use technologies, especially for the creatives. And if you have a business stuff, you want to know how to use technology better, like AI and stuff, to make sure your business more efficient. We definitely can tap in with Wise Choice Media. And then I'm going to hit to the website real quick. Like you said, you can order the book here. There you see some testimonies. You'll see that here. Information about me. You want to know more about me. And then you saw right here, bam, you saw the amazing live that we're doing currently right now. Then we have, talking about some of the amazing things that I've done in the past. And so you can find out more about me and some of the stuff I have done. And technology design, and we do website designs too. So if you're interested in having the latest website designs that you've done, I know some people are using the AI platform to get the flash pages, but you want something more custom. They got some back engine and got some things that can run the background for you that make your business more efficient. You definitely contact Wise towards me as well. We'll definitely willing to help you guys out, because we focus on dissect photography and then also the ability of AI, how we can help to enhance your business as well. So, the information, you also get contact with me there. All right, family. As I go here and put up this screen, there we go. Thank you. Thank everyone for the support. And thank you. My wife has said thank you to everybody as well. Thank you. Looking forward to the next Wise Going Live. Don't miss it, because we're going to have some more information. We're going to have some more exciting conversations and technology things that can help you improve your life. So we thank everybody for coming in and with their support. And with that being said, love is the action word. While you're taking the time to love yourself, make sure you show love to someone else. And we'll see you on the next live, okay? Every Thursday at 9 p.m. Thank you, everyone. Take care and peace.